In a tense hearing this afternoon, Admiral Bill Moran, Vice Chief of Naval Operations, promised to get to the bottom of a series of collisions in the Pacific Ocean this year that left 17 sailors dead, more than have died fighting in the Afghan war.
I want to be very clear that no matter the circumstances, the operating environment, or how strained our force might be, we should not and cannot have collisions at sea. We will leave no stone unturned. We will be accountable to you, to our sailors, and to the American public.
So far, at least 4 officers have been relieved of their commands. But experts say the issues in the Navy go much deeper than problems with one region or a few officers, and will be much harder to fix. Josh Hirsch has more.
It's a bad time for the Navy to be having a bad summer. The waters of the Pacific have never been more packed with danger. China conducting war games in seas claimed by Japan, North Korea threatening the world with nuclear annihilation. But retired officers and outside analysts say the fleet is in the middle of a problem of its own making, one that's been quietly building for years. Captain Rick Hoffman retired in 2003 after a career spent commanding a Navy cruiser and frigate.
The Surface Navy made some decisions in training that I think are just now coming back to haunt us, and that we're seeing it manifested in those busy waters, but it demonstrates a larger erosion of mariner professionalism in the Surface Navy.
What happened in the past decade or so has basically been a lesson in the costs of efficiency. In the years after 9/11, the Navy was asked to be in more places for more of the time. And to pull that off, it started making changes in how it operated. It cut down on the number of sailors who'd be required to staff a ship, a process they called optimization, and pared back the amount of time devoted to routine maintenance and repairs. And it made major changes in how it trained new ensigns in the basics of operating a vessel. The most important of those was the closing for several years of a key basic training program at the Surface Warfare Officers School in 2003, which left new officers to learn many of the fundamentals of ship handling once they were already on board.
Well, what they did is they took the classroom training and handed them CDs and said, here's a book, here's a stack of qualification books, and here's all the lessons you need. Go forth, do things, have fun.
By 2014, the Navy wasn't optimized. It was exhausted. That year, a Navy study found that the average sailor at sea was spending 108 hours a week on duty, 27 more than he was technically supposed to work.
But it's telling that this happened in the wee hours of the morning. This is not unusual. A, it's harder to see. B, it's your brain's in a whole bunch of different places. And we as a community have not done a particularly good job of mandating mitigation of that.
The ships themselves weren't faring much better. Repairs were put off so long that fixes took exponentially more time. From 2011 to 2016, according to the GAO, the class of ship known as surface combatants lost more than 6,600 seafaring days to maintenance delays. The 2 ships that crashed this summer were surface combatants, and they were more than that. They were 2 of only about a dozen ships in the Pacific with the capacity to shoot down a ballistic missile, like the ones North Korea has been firing. Now they'll have to be repaired and replaced by other ships who will have to put off their own repairs, and crews who will lose crucial rest time. It's a vicious cycle, one that's been going on for 15 years and is only getting worse.